So we're going to do a game that I call Bodyfege. I learned this game from Lisa Parker at the Longy School of Music. So when I introduce this, I just say, face a neighbor. And so you have to imagine, David, that you have a neighbor. And I say, do what I do 4 beats later. And then, yeah, okay. So here we go. And let's just be, why not, in this key. Do, do, so, so, so.
Do, do, so, so, so.
Good. And the so, 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 so for everyone listening, as we do this, the do is fists tapping on your thighs. Yeah. And the so is high tens with your partner. So flat palmed, high tens with your partner. Great. Okay, here we go. Do, do, so, so, so.
Do, do, so, so, so.
So, 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 do, do.
So, 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 do, do.
Do, so, so, do.
Do, so, so, do.
Do, so, do, so, so, do.
Do, so, do, so, so, do.
Do the same thing, but I'm going to play it on the piano instead.
Do, do, so, so, so. So, 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 do, do.
Good. And David, I'm going to make just a little correction on what you're doing. The
Okay.
do, actually straight arms, really on your thighs, not on your hips, but on your thighs.
Fantastic.
We're going to need our hips for another degree of the scale as this goes on. Okay, great. Going on.
Do, so, 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 do. So, do, so, so, do, do.
So, so, la.
So, so, la.
And la is a little snap just above that high ten. So, exactly. And so go ahead and snap as you do it. So, la, so, la, so.
So, la, so, la, so.
La, so, do, do, do.
La, so, do, do, do.
Do, la, so, do, do.
Do, la, so, do, do. La, la, so. La, so, la, do, do, do. Do, la, so, la, la. So, la, so, do.
Good. Now, I'm going to keep adding notes, and I think it's worth saying here that when I'm doing this with a class, this is something that I space out over a number of weeks. We start with just a few notes, usually with just these first 3 notes. And then once those start to be really solid, we gradually add other notes to it. So although I'm going to get us through the whole scale now, this is not something I would do in one class, right? This is to gradually build up over it. Now, the other thing that as we're building it up, in any Dalcroze exercise, a great joy is to switch around who's the teacher and say, okay, let's have, who would volunteer to lead this? And it's a great game to lead, and also for you to test not only can students identify what they hear, but can students call to mind the sound of each solfege. So David, do you want to lead it with these 3 notes so far?
Sure.
Great.
So, la, so, so, so.
So, la, so, so, so.
La, so, do, so, so.
La, so, do, so, so.
So, la, so, do, do, do.
So, la, so, do, do, do. Excellent, excellent. And now, why don't you lead it, sing like bum, 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 something without the syllables.
Right. Bum, 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 bum.
Do, so, la, so, do.
Bum, 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 bum.
La, so, la, do, do, do.
That's
Et
great.
cetera, et cetera. Yeah, yeah. Now, this works really well in classes, even very large classes, because the students also see what's happening around them. So if they're wondering, wait a second, was that do, so, or was that do, la? They can kind of see, is my partner going to a snap, or is my partner going to a high 10? And there's that sort of communication and trust. And I think this is true of a lot of Dalcroze games, that the class teaches in many ways itself through that. And now, if I had given you a pattern that you had made a mistake on, then instead of just doing that pattern over again or saying, ooh, that was wrong, I'll often then do a pattern that will correct it. So let's say that I'd given you went do, so, so, then I just go, at which point you've corrected, oh yeah, it's do, la, 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 right? So just a pattern that simplifies things to correct it. Yeah, good. Shall we add some more notes?
Sure.
Okay, great. Do what I do 4 beats later. Do, do, mi.
Do, do, mi.
So mi is a clap right in the center of the chest, right in front of the body. Do, mi, so, so, so.
Do, mi, so, so, so.
La, so, mi, so, so.
La, so, mi, so, so.
La, mi, so, do, do.
La, mi, so, do, do. That's a...
La, mi, la, la.
La, mi, la, la.
So, mi, la, do, do.
So, mi, la, do, do.
Mi, do, la, la, so.
Mi, do, la, la, so.
So, mi, la, do.
So, mi, la, do. So, la, mi, mi, mi. Mi, la, la, so. So, mi, so, so, mi. La, so, mi, do.
Do, do, re.
Do, do, re.
Re is hands on hips, elbows out to the side, a big, strong posture. Do, re, mi.
Do, re, mi.
Mi, re, re, do.
Mi, re, do.
So, mi, re, do, do.
So, mi, re, do, do. Do, re, mi, re, do, do, do. Do, re, mi, so, la, so. La, so, mi. La, so, mi, re, do.
Do, mi, fa.
Do, mi, fa.
So fa is hands up and out to the side in a questioning gesture, like, what is that? Do, mi, fa, mi.
Do, mi, fa, mi.
Sol, fa, mi.
So, fa, mi.
La, sol, fa, mi, do.
La, so, fa, mi, do.
Re, fa, mi.
Re, fa, mi, mi.
Sol, fa, mi, re, do, do.
So, fa, mi, re, do, do.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
I can keep up with the syllables, but not with
Not the motions, right?
gestures.
This is the other thing of introducing it over a longer period of time, yeah. So what remains T, of course, T, right? And so T, actually, before I introduce T, I usually introduce a high do. So high do, our low do is fists with straight arms on thighs. Our high do is fists pumping straight up into the air. So do, 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 do.
Do, 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 do.
So, do, 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 do.
So, do, 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 do.
La, do, la, so, do.
La, do, la, so, do.
La, sol, la, do.
La, so, la, do, do.
Do, ti.
Do, do, ti.
T is just our good old-fashioned Kerwin pointer finger T, with arms, upper arms parallel to the shoulders and fingers pointing up. Do, ti, la, so.
Do, ti, la, so.
Ti, so, re, do.
Ti, so, re, do.
Fa, mi, re, do.
Fa, mi, re, do.
Anyway, you can see how, right, you can introduce this slowly, let's say over the course of a semester or even longer, especially if you're working with kids, to introduce each of the notes. And,
Yeah.
and what I
We
think...
get a workout.
And we get a workout. Yeah, you get moving. I love to do this even with my college students with Oberlin College Choir. I love to do just, 30 seconds of this at the start.